अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, मैं तालिब इज़ बैक अगेन बड़ी अर्से के बाद इंशाल्लाह आज व्लॉग बनने जा रहा है। दिस व्लॉग इज़ गोइंग टू बी इम्पॉर्टेंट स्पेशल फॉर मी। आई एम गोइंग टू डू प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस अगेन। इट इज़ इवेंट इन लिंकन कॉर्नर खैपर मीट्स। तो मुझे वहाँ पे इनवाइट किया गया है। आई हैव बीन इनवाइटेड बाय वन ऑफ माई बेस्ट टीचर्स सर मदरसा, और मुझे वहाँ पे प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करनी है ऑन द टॉपिक पॉलिटिकल इंस्टेबिलिटी। वो रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, वो व्लॉग में भी फीचर करते हैं, और वहाँ पे जो कुछ होता है आई ट्राई टू रिकॉर्ड इट एंड पुट इट इन द व्लॉग फॉर यू गाइस एंड फॉर मी। तो अभी अपनी लोकेशन पे पहुंच चुके हैं। तो दिस इज़ एट सचल लाइब्रेरी। सचल लाइब्रेरी का बाहर से इंटरफेस ये नज़र आता है। तो मैं अंदर जाके आपसे मिलता हूँ। और यहाँ पे फुरकान भाई अपने बाल शाल सेट कर रहे हैं। जैसे ही फुरकान भाई सेट होते हैं तो फुरकान भाई इज़ इन्वाइटेड टू, फुरकान भाई से भी आपको बातचीत करवाते हैं। बट स्टे ट्यून्ड, दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी वंडरफुल ब्लॉग। फुरकान भाई अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आप क्या करने वाले हैं?
मैं पैनल में हूँ, देखते हैं हमें क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी।
अच्छा, चलें ठीक है दोस्तों, आपसे मिलते हैं। इसका मैं आपको बाहर से इंटरफेस दिखा देता हूँ। ये है इसका सचल लाइब्रेरी।
ये दाग दाग उजाला, ये शब्द ज़ीदा सहर, वो इंतज़ार था जिसका ये सहर वो तो नहीं, फैज़ अहमद फैज़। I wish the topic would have been political instability instead of political instability in Pakistan. Political instability in simpler words means the atmosphere of uncertainty prevailing in the country since 1947. Since the creation of Pakistan, we have been hearing this term, whether that be on radio, whether that be on TV, whether that be on social media and all that stuff. The line which has always been on the front of media is "अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं." We haven't seen those अच्छे दिन by the way till now, till today. This is what political instability brings in the country, in the region. Political instability simply means the atmosphere of uncertainty. Whether tomorrow in this country this is going to be a military rule, whether tomorrow that will be judicial interference in the political process of the country, whether tomorrow any prime minister would be sacked by the Supreme Court of the country based on the reason, on the pretext that Prime Minister XYZ did not write letter to this country for the transparency of this Swiss milice, whatever you may call it. If we come at the history of political instability in Pakistan, that starts with 1947 and continues till the day XYZ date 2023. Still today, we don't know what is going to happen in this country tomorrow. Constitution clearly says that elections should be held in 90 days, but Constitution is violated like always. 4 dictators came in this country and violated the Constitution. Even dictators used to say that Constitution is piece of paper for me. A dictator who was famously known as Ayub Khan brought his own Constitution. He said, "I'll bring my own constitution. President has all the powers and president is going to control whole the country." So, 1954, Assembly is dissolved by Ghulam Muhammad based on XYZ reasons. Maulvi Kamizuddin goes to Sindh High Court, but Justice Munir, the compromised court of Pakistan, gives the verdict in the favor of Ghulam Muhammad on the dissolution of Assembly. In that Assembly dissolution, Ayub Khan was made as defense minister, who was by the way from military origin, and defense minister post is wholly the prerogative of a civilian person. After 54, you got the martial law. Iskandar Mirza announces the martial law and whole the country, and throughout this process, East Pakistan is being suppressed systematically by West Pakistan. There is a military civilian junta that is ruling the country, that is increasing its wealth. For instance, there is a famous case of Gowhar Ayub Khan, who was son of Ayub Khan. Ayub Khan was grade 22 officer, but how he accumulated wealth that Gowhar Ayub Khan in his tenure became the industrialist, and till now he is one of the richest industrialists in this country, Pakistan. Ayub Khan did not succumb to the pressure of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. He announced presidential elections which were rigged. By the way, we all know dictators whenever rule the country, they are always rigging the elections. They don't know how to rule the country basically. In 1971, elections are called, and the most poignant part of Pakistan's history, separation of East Pakistan. The dream of united Pakistan was shattered into dreams, and till now, Bangladesh is a separate country. It has no roots with Pakistan. In 1977, again, dictator comes into the country. He announces martial law, and there is a famous Hindi saying. By the way, I'm getting it with Ziaulov right now. that someone who gets late and tries to delay the things, वही sense ज़िंदगी तो ज़्यादा माशाल्लाह खां पे वधिक तो इंतज़ार कर रहा है असांखे. He said elections would be held in 90 days, but those 90 days took 11 years and some months. By the way, Ziaul died on an airplane crash. After that, there is 11 years of Nawaz Benazir Tassil, both the compromised leaders, both fighting for the post of Prime Minister, both going to the Rawalpindi for the sake of destabilizing the government, by the way, and they both giving the powers to the president through it. The amendment president had the power to dissolve the assembly anytime he wants. Today, for suppose president is in not good mood, he wants to dissolve the assembly, he has the powers to dissolve the assembly. Sadly, this has been the history of our country. 1997, Nawaz Sharif comes into this country with 2/3 mandate. Means he can do anything, whatever he wants, constitutionally, prescribed by the constitution. But then Nawaz Sharif comes to Musharraf, so-called secular mindset, announces the presidential elections. What were those elections, by the way? That was a referendum. Musharraf says, do you want to vote for me or do you want to vote for another person? Musharraf rules the country from 2002 to 2007. Then there is an atmosphere of uncertainty once again in this country. Lawyers' movement accumulated with the political parties led by Nawaz Sharif and Benazir Bhutto. The new political player is emerging in the country in that time, which is Imran Khan, with the supremacy of some other person. In 2008, elections are called, and by 2008 to 2018 at least, we saw the transfer of power from civilian elected governments. PPP completed its tenure, which was positive sign, by the way. Then again, only completed its tenure, and by now we see political uncertainty. Some positive things that ever happened to the Pakistan are 18th Amendment. 18th Amendment is the biggest positive thing happening in this country. If you go through the leading policy makers, they always emphasize on 18th Amendment. What is the 18th Amendment? 18th Amendment is transfer of power to provincial assemblies. Provincial assemblies are empowered. After then, the positive thing that ever happened, and this is need of the time right now, is Charter of Democracy that happened in 2006. That means we accepted our mistakes. We went to some other party which was non-elected, definitely. We went to them and we asked them for the help to destabilize the country, so we should come into the power. Two positive things. Now the way forward to political instability is number one we all need to learn is the supremacy of constitution. Until and unless you don't obey the constitution, you don't follow the constitution, you are not going to have a politically stable government in this country, and you are not going to prosper. After 6 months, after 12 months, after 18 months, after 24 months, once again there will be air of uncertainty. XYZ party funded by some other non-elected governments would destabilize the government, and you would once again would be sitting into the opposition benches. Whenever Prime Minister in this country has tried to assert himself, he has been faced with severe consequences, whether that be Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, whether that be Nawaz Sharif of 2017, or whether that be the favorite of some people, Imran Khan in 2022. So, second thing, judicial activism and judicial role should be defined, and judiciary should never be compromised. Judiciary in the past has always been compromised, except for one case in 1988, and judiciary ruled in the favor of Benazir that ECP has no right to tell XYZ party that you can participate here and you cannot participate here. Judicial independence, supremacy of constitution, and dissolution of powers at local level and student unions. Until and unless you don't dissolve the powers at local levels, so that local leaders are created, so that the leaders not coming from XYZ place, leaders naturally brought in, naturally leading the country and having the say is the only solution, is the only way forward we can move in this country. So I thank you all. I hope so Pakistan will prosper. I hope so these young kids having billions of great expectations from this country would fill their expectations and would lead this country in a better way. And I'm one of the person living in this country. I have expectations from thinking in the last, only talking from Afghanistan, Somalia, South Sudan, and XYZ countries that are located, that are behind in everything, whether that be corruption index, whether that be judicial index, or whether that be the number of diabetes patients in whole the country Pakistan. By the way, Pakistan is at number 1 in diabetes. 30.8% of the people have diabetes in this country. So sad, so sad. We all can feel the pain. I thank you all once again. I wish Pakistan all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. The house is open for the question and answers.
So when you talked about the political instability in Pakistan, we can see that since the creation of Pakistan, there has remained a great political vacuum in the country. If we see, Pakistan got independence in 1947, and the first constitution of Pakistan was framed in 1956. And till today, the situation remains same. There is political instability. So what do you think, what were the reasons in the beginning years? What were those reasons that led us to the political instability?
Great question, by the way. The first reason behind political instability in this country has been the early death of Qaeda Muhammad Jinnah. Again, this remains the question mark. We wish if Qaeda would have been alive, we would have seen the pathway of country in a different direction. Second reason behind political instability has been the continuous direction of political parties, political leaders towards some other party that is non-elected, that has accumulated all the powers in this country, and that considers the whole space, whole area of country as their own. Until and unless there is political democracy in the parties come over, lead the political circle of this country, would be better for this country. And third and the foremost important reason behind probably been not knowing of the importance of constitution in this country. For suppose whenever there has been a military coup in this country, say people of Pakistan, if you go through 1958, 1979, or whether that be 1993. So there needs to be emphasize on the supremacy of constitution. People need to know why constitution is important and why it is sacred book for the country to be governed. The countries who are prospering know the importance of constitution, whether that be United Kingdom, whether that be the country USA and France, all the Europe you may count.
Okay, you were talking about and emphasizing the constitution of the country. Who frames the constitution and who upholds the constitution? These are politicians. Okay. Since the creation of Pakistan, Pakistan has witnessed untrained politicians first of all. Firstly, there were no trained politicians initially. Even there were less number of politicians in the country. Secondly, there was a strong bureaucracy. The civil bureaucracy as well as the military bureaucracy. Due to these reasons, what I think Pakistan has witnessed the political instability since the...
I would add more into it. All India Muslim League was considered to be the party that would breed into the new generation of politicians. But sadly, in 1954, when elections were called in East Pakistan was completely wiped out from the scene of East Pakistan, and United Front won the elections. So there was no upliftment of politicians from the parties.
Thank you, man.
Party.
Thank you. This question.
In your complete conference, you didn't mention you are supporting whether democracy, autocracy, dictatorship.
All sane people in this country support democracy, and thankfully I'm a sane person. I support democracy. Until and unless there is democracy, I will be supporting.
Fine. You believe democracy rules in Pakistan?
Sadly, no. Sadly, no.
Okay. There are four pillars of a state: judiciary,
Executive, judiciary, and legislative.
Fine. Media.
Yes, no.
Which is the most powerful pillar of the state in Pakistan right now currently, and you support it or not?
The most powerful pillar is sitting in Rawalpindi. It is ruling the country sadly. And I don't support their interference in politics. Politics is the prerogative of political parties, political people, whether that be Asif Ali Zardari, Nawaz Sharif, or Imran Khan. These people need to lead this country through political elections, through political means. There is no way Pakistan can prosper until and unless functional democracy.
We all are taught for a long time that democracy is, I think, I don't remember exactly the words, that it's from the people, by the people, and for among the people. So, when you're talking about political instability, it means peoples are ignored. Exactly, it's said. So when democracy is for the people, they are also ignored. And what is the role of people to make the government stable? And if they are doing something or they're not doing something, and if they are doing something, then still the political government is unstable. So what is the issue?
Here the role of education becomes more important than ever. Until and unless people don't know the importance of political stability in country, how would they come and support democracy in the country? They only care about the rising inflation. They only care about rising prices. And if a dictator comes in and rules someone and brings the prices down, whether that be democratically or undemocratically, whether that be through proper channel or not, they would be happy with it. So, to me, we need to let people know the importance of constitution, the importance of democracy, the importance of their voice, how much does that matters in this country. So,
everyone knows this, then why still we are facing the issue?
I guess very few people know the importance of constitution, very few.
Solution in one line?
Constitution should be taught in the curriculum of this country, in the curriculum of this book, and the importance of their rights. Article 8 to 28 is the most fundamental rights granted by the Constitution. You all guys should know. I think you.
I believe it starts in graduation.
दोस्तों अभी मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन हो चुकी है. आई एम नॉट श्योर वेदर आई वुड पुट इट इन द ब्लॉग और नॉट, बट आई विल ट्राई टू पुट इट इन द ब्लॉग. फुरकान भाई मुझसे सवाल पूछ रहे थे, तो फुरकान भाई,
जी भाई.
डिड यू एंजॉय?
Yes, I
डिड यू
did.
एंजॉय? सो
Yes, I did.